Most gardeners fail their tomatoes before the plant even touches the soil, not because they chose the wrong variety, not because they watered wrong, but because they skipped one invisible step that determines fruit size, flower count, and total yield months later. Tomatoes don't struggle because they're difficult plants. They struggle because the soil beneath them is unprepared for the kind of demand tomatoes place on it. If you plant tomatoes without correcting this first, you're locking in small fruits, weak flowering and disappointing harvests before the season even begins. On nature's blueprint, we don't chase shortcuts. We rebuild systems the way nature intended, and tomatoes reward you massively when you get the foundation right. Why tomatoes fail long before harvest. Tomatoes are heavy feeders with aggressive growth habits. From the moment roots establish, the plant begins planning future flowers and fruit clusters underground. If the soil cannot deliver calcium, phosphorus, balanced nitrogen, and living biology, at that exact moment, the plant compensates by growing weaker stems, fewer flowers, and smaller fruits. No fertilizer applied later can fully correct that early mistake. This is why two tomato plants grown side by side can look identical early on, then perform wildly differently once fruiting begins. The missing piece is not a fancy product, it's a planting time soil activation step that primes roots for explosive growth and sustained fruiting. The one thing tomatoes must have at planting. Never plant tomatoes without a biologically active calcium-rich root zone. Calcium is not just about preventing blossom end rot. It controls cell division, fruit firmness, nutrient transport, and flower retention. When calcium is unavailable early, tomato plants abort flowers, produce hollow fruits, and stall under heat stress. The problem is that calcium moves slowly in soil and poorly in dry conditions. If it's not present and accessible at planting, the plant will struggle all season. But calcium alone is not enough. It must be paired with organic matter and microbial life so the plant can actually absorb it. The exact planting formula nature's blueprint uses. This is the simple, proven planting blend that transforms tomato performance when used correctly. Mix 1 tablespoon of finely powdered eggshells or agricultural calcium carbonate with 2 tablespoons of well-finished compost. Add 1 tablespoon of bone meal for slow-release phosphorus. Blend this dry mix thoroughly. So first, you'll want to dilute 1 cup of worm castings tea or compost tea into about 2 liters of clean water. This liquid, well, it activates beneficial microbes and really jump-starts root colonization. When you're ready to plant, dig a hole a bit deeper than the root ball. Place the dry mix at the very bottom of the hole and then lightly cover it with soil so the roots don't touch it directly. Next, pour half of the diluted tea into the hole before you set the plant in. Set the tomato deep, burying about 2/3 of the stem. Finally, backfill with soil and pour the rest of the tea right around the base. This exact balance, delivers calcium, phosphorus, and living biology. At just the right moment, the plant is programming its future yield. So, why does this method work better than using fertilizers? Well, synthetic fertilizers, they tend to push for fast top growth, but really ignore what's happening with the roots. Tomatoes grown this way might look impressive early on, but they often collapse under the weight of their own fruit. This planting method, on the other hand, works because it feeds the soil first, not just the plant. Microbes in the soil convert minerals into forms that plants can use right when the roots need them. Calcium becomes mobile, phosphorus kicks off those early flowering signals, and compost helps buffer both moisture and temperature. The end result? You get a plant that grows steadily, flowers consistently, and sets heavier fruit clusters, all without unnecessary stress. Nature, interestingly enough, never feeds plants directly. Instead, It nurtures entire soil ecosystems. And honestly, tomatoes are no exception to this rule. Now let's talk about the deep planting advantage. It's something most gardeners tend to overlook. Tomatoes have this amazing ability to grow roots along their buried stems. So when you plant them deep into soil that's biologically active, they develop massive underground networks that can pull water and nutrients efficiently, even during the heat. On the other hand, tomatoes planted shallowly just depend on surface moisture and often collapse during dry spells. Deep planting, combined with the activation formula we've discussed, creates a drought-resistant plant that can sustain large fruits without cracking or dropping them. This is why tomatoes grown this way survive heat waves while others fail. How this impacts fruit size and quantity. Fruit size is determined early, often weeks before flowering. Calcium availability at root initiation directly affects cell expansion in developing fruits. Plants that receive calcium late produce smaller tomatoes regardless of feeding later. Quantity depends on flower retention. Balanced calcium and phosphorus prevent flower abortion and encourage steady truss development. Gardeners using this method consistently report thicker stems, darker leaves, more flowers per cluster, and heavier harvests over a longer season. There are some common mistakes that can really ruin your results. Using fresh compost, for example, actually burns roots and ties up nutrients. Calcium, must be finely ground to be effective. Throwing eggshells whole into the hole does nothing at all. Overwatering right after planting flushes away microbes and suffocates roots. Tomatoes need moisture, not saturation. It's important to let the soil breathe. Skipping this step and trying to correct problems later with sprays or fertilizers, well, it only masks the symptoms. The foundation must be set at planting. This works in containers too. Container tomatoes, well, they tend to fail even faster because nutrients wash out quickly. But this same formula works in pots when mixed into the lower third of the container soil. Just use the same measurements and water volume. Containers planted this way produce noticeably heavier fruits and honestly require less feeding later. Why nature's blueprint gardeners get better harvests? This approach really respects plant biology, soil chemistry, and natural systems. It's not about forcing growth. It's about removing limitations before they appear. Tomatoes grown with this method don't need constant intervention. They grow balanced, resilient, and productive. Once you see the difference, you'll never plant tomatoes the old way again. If this guide helped you rethink how you plant, subscribe to Nature's Blueprint for more timeless, soil-first growing strategies. Share this with a fellow gardener who's tired of small tomatoes and disappointing harvests. The foundation matters more than anything else.